Hey everyone. So I think it's about time that I've talked about this uh, game series that I've played the most. I grew up with. It's my favorite childhood game series. The game series that my channel is named after, and that is Epic Mickey. I'll be talking about Epic Mickey 1, Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, and a little bit about Epic Mickey Rebrushed. But I mean, this game series I know is not, they are not the best games. I understand that. I accept their flaws, but this game series is pure nostalgia for me. I've loved it for so long. The storytelling is amazing. It showed me the Disney parks in a way before I went to a Disney park ever. It's and of course the biggest thing about this series is all of the Disney history that it introduced me to, and specifically one character in general that ever since the first time I played the game has become my favorite cartoon character, my favorite Disney character, my favorite fictional character of all time, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. I, Oswald, I am such a huge Oswald fan. I always have been, I always will be. Oswald is an amazing character. His story in real life and his story in this game, which is a parallel of what happened in reality with Walt Disney and Universal. It's so compelling, it's so amazing, and the fact that something like this actually happened. I mean, to Walt is not what happened to Walt was not okay. For those who don't know, a man named Charles Mintz, who worked for Universal, uh, Walt worked for Universal for them, made the Oswald cartoons for them, and this man named Charles Mintz decided, we'll let Walt go, but we get to keep the rabbit. And Walt was let go. He eventually made Mickey and found success in that, but Oswald was left with Universal, and they didn't really do much with him. They kind of just they made a few cartoons here and there. They made quite a few cartoons, but once characters like Woody Woodpecker and the Looney Tunes and stuff like that started getting into the spotlight, they kind of just shoved Oswald into the corner and never used him again. Until I think it was about 2004, Disney said, "We want our rabbit back." And then I'm pretty sure not long after they got Oswald back was when they started working on this game, Epic Mickey. And oh my gosh. So basically, to start off with the story of Epic Mickey, uh, Mickey, before he becomes famous, before Steamboat Willie, before any of that, he grabs, jumps into his mirror, just like the old cartoon, the Through the Mirror or whatever. I think it was, yeah, Through the Mirror, the old Mickey cartoon, Through the Mirror. He jumps through his mirror and he finds himself in Yen Sid's workshop from Fantasia. So, by the way, if you are a Disney fan or a Disney Parks fan or anything, this game series has so much to offer you. There's so many deep cut references, so many like surface level references for the like just casual Disney viewers and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, Yen Sid, of course, also for those who don't know, Yen Sid, Disney spelled backwards. I thought that was fun that they did that when Fantasia came out. But yeah, Mickey goes into Yen Sid's workshop. Yen Sid is working on this land for forgotten cartoon characters such as Oswald or Horace Horsecollar, Clarabelle Cow, or certain iterations of those characters that aren't popular anymore. Because of course Clarabelle's still a fairly popular character, but the iteration that's in Wasteland is from the For the Orphans, or the cartoon that she was in with Horace and Mickey and Donald and Dippy Dog, who would later become Goofy. But no, Orphan's Benefit, that was the name of it. But yeah, that's the version of her that's trapped in Wasteland, because a lot of people don't remember that cartoon nowadays. But so yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's multiple iterations of Pete. There's just regular Big Bad Pete, Pete Pan, Pete Tronic, and Small Pete, which is it's a Small World version of Pete. But yeah, Yen Sid was working on this land for forgotten cartoons, and Mickey decides to play around with his magic brush and try to create something. And he creates this blob thing that has Mickey ears, but it's like this purple icky, inky type blob thing, and Mickey, thinking he could fix it, tries more and more paint. All that does is make it bigger and bigger until it's gotten a terrifying face, and so Mickey, in a panic, grabs the thinner and tries to kill the blot to the best of his advantage, and then runs away. But by the time Yen Sid got down there and saw what was happening, it was too late. His land for forgotten cartoons had become a wasteland. Cue music. Years go by. Mickey's become the most popular cartoon character in all of existence, and one day he gets a visit from the Blot, which was the creature that he accidentally created. And the creature drags him down into Wasteland, straight down into Dark Beauty Castle, where he is out, and the Mad Doctor from the old Mickey cartoon, the Mad Doctor, tries to steal Mickey's heart, because a rule in Wasteland, if a cartoon character doesn't have a heart, they can't leave Wasteland. A heart for a cartoon character is basically what holds their fame in our world. So Mickey, of course, has like one of the biggest hearts because he's one in our world is one of the most popular cartoon characters of all time. You show anybody a picture of Mickey, or heck, just even a picture of the 3-circle silhouette, and they know exactly what it is. But the Mad Doctor's trying to steal Mickey's heart. I'm assuming to either take over Wasteland or to escape Wasteland. And Oswald's just kind of watching in the corner. Well, Mickey, being Mickey, doesn't let his heart be given away that quickly. Tears apart the machine that the Mad Doctor was using to try to get his heart. Scares off the Mad Doctor, and Oswald flicks a lever, and the machine goes crazy, and that's where the game starts. You have to destroy the machine and get out of there with the help from Gus, a gremlin, which, if y'all don't know, the gremlins are a character that were in this old storybook from like the 30s or 40s or something that Disney was going to make into a movie, but something fell through and they didn't make it. But the gremlins in that book were basically, they would hijack World War II planes and cause them to crash or whatever, and that's like a thing that real military people, I'm pretty sure, back in the day would say, like if they had a plane malfunction or whatever, they would say it was the gremlins or something like that. But that also leads into how a lot of the gremlins are like mechanics or handymen in a way, is because they're used to working with machinery and stuff like that. But yeah, so as you're going through the game, you go through Wasteland, which is basically this decrepit version of a Disney theme park. There's bits, it's mostly taken from Disneyland, but there's little pieces from Disney World and even like Disneyland Paris. Part of the castle kind of looks like Disneyland Paris's castle to me, but and you go through fighting all the bosses, which are either like twisted versions of Disney villains or twisted versions of Disney attractions. Like the first boss, you fight the Small World clock tower as a creepy version of the Small World music plays in the background, and I love it. I love that piece of music too. I love it so much. But then you'll go to Mean Street, which is the Wasteland's version of Main Street, which is in the Disney parks, and there's these projectors to all these different areas of Wasteland. There's a projector to Ventureland, which is of course based off of Adventureland in Disney parks. There's a projector to Bog Easy, which is based off of New Orleans Square in Disneyland, because of course the nickname for New Orleans is the Big Easy, so Bog Easy, you gotta have a pun. And then there's a projector to Oztown, which is what this channel is named after, which is Wasteland's version of Toontown. And then there's a projector to Tomorrow City, which is Wasteland's version of Tomorrowland. So I love it. I love just all the Disney theme park references and stuff. And of course, I didn't even explain this. The projectors are how you travel through Wasteland. So there's a projector. Each projector will have a picture on it of a Mickey cartoon or just an old Disney cartoon in general, and if you when you jump into that projector, you go to a 2D side-scrolling level based off of whatever cartoon or movie it was, which is really cool. Like you go through levels based off of Steamboat Willie, Oswald's Trolley Troubles. There's even projectors based off of Fantasia and Sleeping Beauty. It's incredible. I love just all the Disney fan stuff. And there's one area of Wasteland that's probably one of my favorite areas of all of Wasteland. It's called Mickey Junk Mountain, which is Wasteland's version of the Matterhorn, I think, I would have to imagine, because, I mean, Matterhorn's the mountain that's actually in Magic Kingdom in Disneyland. I thought it was Everest at first, but it'd make more sense for it to be based off of Matterhorn. But this entire mountain is covered in real life Mickey Mouse merchandise. You got lunchboxes, toys, plushes, video games even. There are NES cartridges of old Mickey Mouse games on this mountain. It's incredible. I love it so much. And like some of the merchandise I have, or at least have seen in person, and so seeing it in this game is just like, oh, it's incredible. But yeah, and that's where Oswald's lair is. That's where you go to meet Oswald in the game. And this is where the story, in my opinion, gets really compelling. Wasteland became Wasteland because of Mickey's incident. Well, the thinner bottle that he was using to try to kill the Blot at the beginning of the game fell into Wasteland, spilling tons upon tons of thinner all over everything, destroying Wasteland entirely. And at this point, nobody knew who caused it. It just happened one day. But Oswald already hated Mickey because he has to see Mickey's face all over this mountain because of all the merchandise and stuff covering the mountain. And he, of course, hates Mickey because he took Oswald's place. I mean, Mickey took what Oswald thought was rightfully his, and kind of was rightfully his at the time. And that's why even like in Mean Street, there's a whole cutscene. Mickey walks up to the partner statue, the iconic statue of Walt and Mickey that's in every Disney park. He walks up to it and looks down to see that, and is saddened to see that it's not him holding Walt Disney's hand, it's Oswald. Because that's how Oswald thought that it was supposed to be for him. And so I love just all the references to how things happen in real life. They both look up to Walt Disney as a father figure in a way, and it just makes sense. And even at the end of the game, when they defeat the Blot together and they're getting along, as Yen Sid's narration over it says, they become brothers, basically, as Oswald and Mickey put their hand up together, and it fits perfectly. But yeah, overall, this game was like, in my opinion, is the best Disney video game I have ever played. I love it so much. Keep in mind, I haven't played any Kingdom Hearts. I've never owned I want to get into it, but I've never played any Kingdom Hearts before. So Epic Mickey was like my main introduction to like good Disney video games. Because of course I had like some Pixar games and other stuff like on the GameCube and GBA back in the day. But this was my first like good Disney game. And I mean, since then I've gotten a little bit into like Starlight Valley, or no, Disney Dream Valley, that's what it is, and Disney Speedstorm and stuff. But those are more like app games that can also be played on a console. As far as like full-on console games, this is it for me. I've loved this game series for years, ever since it first came out in 2010. And again, like, this game series introduced me to a lot of things, even about the Disney parks, because my first time going to a Disney park was in 2014, 4 years after this game originally came out. So like, this game was the introduction to like a lot of Disney's iconic rides, like the Teacups, the Flying Elephants, Small World, the Magic Carpets, all that stuff, the Barnstormer. I was introduced to those rides because of this game, not because of actually going to a Disney park. So I thought that was cool. And also, that was kind of like a neat thing to go to a Disney park, seeing as how Wasteland was based off of the Disney parks and stuff. When I went to Disney World for the first time, it felt like I was in just a nicer version of Wasteland, which I know for most people, it's the opposite thing. They see Wasteland and they see Disney parks, not the other way around. But for me, Wasteland came first, so that was cool to get to like walk around what in my mind at the time was just a nice version of Wasteland. But yeah, this game series is incredible. But now I need to talk about the second game, because this game, even though it's a lot of people say it's worse than the original game in every possible way, and I kind of agree, this game is my favorite of the two because I spent the most time on this game. Again, there was a lot more focus on Oswald too. You could actually play as him, so I would beg my sister to play with me so that I could be player 2 and play as Oswald. But yeah, there's a whole, and there's even more Disney like theme park references and stuff in this game. I love it. There's references to the Electrical Parade, which is my favorite Disney parade by far, probably always will be. But and just more stuff about Disney parks and Disney like memorabilia or movies or whatever that we just didn't see in the first movie. So, but yeah, I mean, the game kicks off with this giant quake and stuff destroying Wasteland. Gus and Hortensia's Oswald's girlfriend, call Mickey back into Wasteland to help them figure everything out because the Mad Doctor is claiming that he's good. He's not, but he's claiming to be a good guy again, and Oswald kind of tries to trust him slightly. But as we go on, I mean, Hortensia thinks the Mad Doctor's up to something. Mickey has his suspicions. Oswald's trying to, like, give him the benefit of the doubt, but as you go through the game, it becomes more apparent that, yes, the Mad Doctor is still very much evil, and he is actually the main antagonist of this game, unlike the first game where he was kind of like a secondary antagonist. The Phantom Blot was the main antagonist, stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, like, you go through different areas. There's the Gorge... what was it called? The Gulch, that's what it was. The Disney Gulch, which is basically Frontierland, which we didn't see in the original. So we get to see like a Frontierland, or a Wasteland version of Frontierland in this game, which is cool. You get to see more references to like, there's references to Liberty Square in Disney World, which is like Disney World's version of New Orleans Square. That Disney World doesn't have New Orleans Square, that's only at Disneyland. But like there's an animatronic of what was originally meant to be Abraham Lincoln. The animatronic is still named Abe in the game, which is obviously a reference to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln and the Hall of Presidents. And so, I mean, you fight the Elliott Dragon parade float from the Electrical Parade. That's one of the bosses in the game. And at the end, you fight the Mad Doctor in his giant, like, tiki room inspired floating helicopter thing, whatever it is. But, yeah, these games, I mean, there's not as much I can say about the second game, because, again, it's not as in-depth as the first game, but it's a lot of really cool things, a lot of cool references. It's just, I love these games so much. They're amazing. They're my childhood. And so you can imagine how excited I was when I was watching a Nintendo Direct about a year and a half ago, or so ago, and I see that Epic Mickey has been remade for the Switch. I got so excited. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And I was mainly excited because I never originally beat Epic Mickey on the Wii, the original one. The only one that I beat was Epic Mickey 2, which actually was the first video game I had ever beaten at all on my own. But I had never beaten the first game. I never really got past Mean Street. I got to Mean Street, and that was it. I don't know why I was so bad at the game back then, but because now I've played through Rebrushed like 5 times, and it's not a difficult game at all, but I struggled when I was a kid, apparently. But yeah, I was so excited to be able to play it and to have a portable version of Epic Mickey as well, because the original game was only on the Wii. The second game was on multiple consoles, and I think was on a couple of portable, like, PlayStation systems or something. I'm not sure about that, but the second one was multi-console, but the first original Epic Mickey game was only on the Wii, as far as I know. So I was glad to just have a portable version of one of my favorite childhood games. And I mean, I gotta tell you, I bought that game as soon as it came out, and I just immediately, I hadn't, at this point, I hadn't played Epic Mickey in at least like 6, 7 years or so. But it's, uh, as soon as I turned it on, it was just ultimate nostalgia, joy, just pure happiness. I loved it so much. It was incredible. It's better than the original in every possible way. It adds a couple of things here and there. It's mostly the same game, but it's just a few graphical changes, a couple of added like bonus things, like just some extra things in Mean Street to like get you more tickets and stuff. To get to the Small World Clock Tower boss, you have to paint in these gears, and it has this dramatic like opening the door, revealing the clock tower and everything, which wasn't in the original game. You just went through the projector and boom, you were there. But yeah, it's I love this. I love this series, these games. I will say I've never played the 3DS Castle of Illusion, or no, whatever it was, the Power of Illusion. That's what it was. The 3DS, technically Epic Mickey 3, which was more based off of the old Mickey game Castle of Illusion, mixed with Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey Physics with the brush and everything. But I've never played that. I hope to find it one day so I can say that I have played every Epic Mickey game in existence. And I mean, I really hope, I don't know if they will or not, but I really hope that Purple Lamp, who made the Epic Mickey Rebrushed, I really hope they do a remake of Epic Mickey 2, because I'd love to have a portable version of it, and I'd love to be able to experience a new version of the second game. But only time will tell if they'll actually do it. But yeah, so that's all my thoughts on Epic Mickey. I can't thank this game series enough. It's still one of my favorite game series just in general, but it was my favorite childhood games. I spent the most time on these games, just running around Wasteland, having fun. That's all you need. I mean, as a kid, that's all I needed. I just needed a game where I could just run around and just do whatever. And of course, I mean, it introduced me to Oswald and the story of Walt Disney, because, I mean, I had no idea who Walt Disney was. I had no idea Walt Disney was even a person back then. But I thought it was just the name of a company and that was it. But, I mean, this game series introduced me to so much. And now Walt Disney's one of my heroes, and Oswald's one of my favorite characters of all time, and is a character that's honestly helped me through some really dark times. And I have these games to thank for that. If it wasn't for Epic Mickey, I honestly don't know what I would be doing today, because it introduced me to so much that helped me through some really dark times in my life. So I can't thank Disney enough for just letting this game be. And I can't thank Walt enough for the characters, his legacy, his story, his inspiration, everything. He is just, Walt, thank you. You left a legacy cherished by so many, and even though you didn't get to do much with him, you created one of the best cartoon characters in all of existence. So, yeah, anyways, enough of the tears and everything, but yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this very long rant about my favorite game series, but thank you, and tune in soon, because soon we will be talking about the second FNAF movie whenever it comes out. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see y'all later.